Good morning, Night Nation. I hope that you have had a good weekend. You rested up, ready for another week of learning. Unfortunately, still digital, but or virtual, I guess is the word. But soon we'll be back together, Lord willing. And I want to continue in Deuteronomy, studying there into chapter 7. And I want to pick up in verse 5 of chapter 7. And the heading in my Bible, my English Standard Version, is a chosen people. But thus shall you deal with them. You shall break down their altars and dash in pieces their pillars and chop down their Asherim and burn their carved images with fire. For you are a people holy to the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you to be a people for his treasured possession out of all the peoples who are on the face of the earth. It was not because you were more in number than any other people that the Lord set his love on you and chose you, for you were the fewest of all people. It is because the Lord loves you and is keeping the oath that he swore to your fathers, that the Lord has brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you from the house of slavery, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Know therefore that the Lord your God is God, the faithful God, who keeps covenant and steadfast love with those who love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. And so, most of us have been in a situation where teams are being picked. And we all like to be chosen. We like to be chosen at least somewhere prior to last. We want to be picked first, but we definitely want to be chosen. At least we're picked. You don't want to be that last guy. And unfortunately, growing up, I'm not a big guy now. I wasn't a big guy growing up, and as many of you know, I love football. And unfortunately, due to my stature and how I looked, I was picked last quite a bit. And I used to hate that. It would hurt my feelings a little bit. And then eventually I kind of got to the point where it put a chip on my shoulder. Like, well, now I'm going to do is show you the huge mistake that you've just made. And I'm going to make you pay for it. But we want to be chosen. And God has chosen us. He says here to the people of Israel, I've chosen you to pour my love on because I've made a covenant with your forefathers. And I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep my end of the bargain regardless of what you really do. I know you're going to mess up. I know you're going to fall short. I know you're not going to do what I tell you to do. But I love you too much to leave you where you are. Now, sometimes that shows up in foreign powers. That shows up, in plagues or persecution or whatever it may be. But I'm going to do what it takes to get you back on the narrow path. And in the New Testament, we know that Jesus was that avenue, and that Jesus came and died the death that we all deserve in an effort to keep us from having to do just that. And so very similar language can be found in 1 Peter chapter 2. But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession, that you may proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Once you were not a people, but now you are God's people. Once you have had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy. So we're chosen. We've been picked by God to do what? To make ourselves out better than anybody else? No. To proclaim his excellencies and to live and show his mercy. We do that in several ways. You may be thinking, man, I really can't get up in front of people and preach the word. That's just something I wish that I could do. But you can show it in how you act every day. In your gratefulness, your thankfulness to the Lord, your thankfulness shows up in the mercy that you have for other people, the grace that you have for other people. And so let's do that. Let's take up that challenge today to proclaim the excellencies of God through the mercy that he's shown us. We're not better than anyone else. We're not above anyone else. We just know Jesus and we know his story, and we're asked simply to live in a way that people see that in our lives And when the opportunity comes, open our mouth and proclaim verbally how awesome our God is today. I really hope that your Monday is the best Monday that you've ever had, Night Nation. Have a great day.